you're a hard-put and desperate man, Josie Wales.
In this episode of Discovery Road, James heads for the border, set on buying a ticket to the Old West.
Why, you're gonna pull those pistols or whistle Dixie?
He takes a seat next to Marita Gallo, a real Italian. They embark on an intriguing visit to a place called Soup Town. And the compelling story of Orderville, Utah.
Orderville has a really unique history, and it's a fun history.
Then the Western Legends Roundup and the American West, European style.
Vous vous amusez bien?
Saddle up, people.
If you don't know it's there, you just might miss it. It's a special place about a long-ago experiment. So take it slow on this stretch of Highway 89. Welcome to Orderville, Utah. Population around 500. And that's where our story unfolds like a lunchtime napkin, just inside this aptly named cafe, Soup Town. Our door greeter is Connie Goulding, the town's unofficial historian.
Well, my kids didn't know where they came from. I wanted them to love their ancestors, and I wanted them to love their town. And Orderville has a really unique history.
Unique indeed. Settled in 1875, Orderville was Brigham Young's best example in the United Order movement. Communal living, share everything, dress the same, build your house the same, eat together, share the meal, and often it was soup. Hot soup, humble beginnings. That's how they lived. And don't forget polygamy. When tourists stop along Highway 89 from all over the country, all over the world, I'm sure they want to ask you about this experiment, Orderville. What do you tell them?
Well, I tell them I had grandparents that were living polygamy on both sides of my family, involved in the United Order, and some of them talk about it like it wasn't any fun, and some of them, the kids didn't know which one was their mother's, and they got along really well. Mostly, the thing is working on a project together. Not polygamy so much, but the United Order was more about what we can do together as a project and a community. It's kind of fun to find your grandparents' names in here. Must have been carrot season because they had a lot of carrots here.
A collection of journals tells more of the story. Crisp handwriting chronicles their reach for utopia, how life was structured, the jobs, the food, the money, and of course, the people. These Orderville books are real treasures. They tell everything that went on in this community well over 100 years ago. For example, in 1897, this Orderville ward inventory includes things like a list for potatoes, 350 pounds, cabbage, 581 pounds. There were 188 pounds of dressed pork, 156 pounds of beans. Yes, everything to keep the community well stocked and divided properly. It was a good run, but after more than a decade, Orderville folded as the Order of Zion dissipated, and practicing polygamy meant prison time if you were caught. Ink in the journals has faded, but this unsophisticated model of long-ago Orderville sits like a staunch reminder and speaks to everyone who sees it that, for a time, all things seemed in order. portfolio of photographs gives the Orderville Mirage a lasting shelf life.
I found out that this great-grandpa of mine took these pictures. His wife, my great-grandma, I remember her. She didn't die until I was in my 20s. And it was just a really fun thing to find out what she looked like when she was a young wife starting out, and what he looked like. And I just felt like it was buried treasure finding these things. Photos from 100 years ago.
Faded penmanship and old black and white photographs. The story of Souptown, a roadside discovery along Highway 89. Back on the road, amid the red rock and splendor that attracted movie directors years ago, endless landscape that became the imprint for what a Western movie should look like.
Me think you right, Kemosabe.
Are you gonna pull those pistols or whistle Dixie?
First two sets of boards forward!
We arrive in Kanab just as a busload of French tourists completes their day with a taste of Kanab's Little Hollywood. Marita shows off just a bit with a quick conversation in French.
Blame the great grandfather.
Hey, I love French. French is a beautiful language. No, French is. I love French.
Kanab was founded in 1870 by Mormon pioneers.
Kanab a été fondé dans les années 1870 par des pionniers mormons.
My ancestors helped settle Kanab, and my great-grandfather was the first sheriff here in Kanab.
Mes ancêtres ont créé Kanab et mon arrière-grand-père a été le tout premier shérif de Kanab.
Among the many postcards these French visitors will likely be sending home is the fun time they had playing a part in a little Western movie.
Vous vous amusez bien?
Très bien.
Merci. Very good. They're having a lot of fun. They're having a great time. That's what they're saying.
It's very helpful. A lot of the French do speak English, but it's helpful to be able to speak a little bit for directions and really to understand their accents. Sometimes they're speaking in English, but to understand their accents, it's helpful to know the French accent.
It happens over and over, year after year. People from around the world come here to see the heart of the Old West. And this man, Denny Judd, had a hand in starting it all. The Western Legends Roundup as a salute to the Western movies.
And so when I'd come in here and give my speech to the people about Kanab, the early Indians, cowboys, Mormons, and then the movie industry, I'd have these Colt 45s, and these people from Germany, Italian, France, especially France, would come up to me, "Can I see a Colt 45? I'd pull it out, spin the chamber for them, show them my Colt 45, and this one guy had tears come to his eyes. He says, "What I come to America to see is the Grand Canyon and cowboys and Indians." And so they have such a fascination with the Old West.
Saddled up my pony, polished up my gun, set out on the trail again, following the setting sun.
The rollout of horses, cowboys, bus tours to the movie sets, an old-fashioned parade down Main Street, And even John Deere tractors are fascinating to people from far, far away.
It didn't take long for trouble to find you.
Well, I guess you could say it goes with the job.
Yeah, but you didn't back away.
Movie stars like Clint Walker are still big draws in this part of America.
Yes, sir.
There you go. I just don't want to think about that motorcycle.
Right smack dab in the middle of town, another busload of tourists, this time Italians.
Siamo siciliani.
Bert, you know, this is fascinating. You're a bus driver taking these international visitors around the American West. What's that like behind the wheel when you don't know the language?
Well, for me it's a new experience because I drove transit buses for 31 years. I'm just starting into the tour business, and I find it fascinating and exciting to be able to take these people around the country, the west part of the United States.
Do you learn anything from them when you don't know the language?
I try to communicate it with them because I don't know the language. I find ways to make gestures to get my point across, and most of the time it works and sometimes it doesn't. You know, we both end up confused, you know, so, but it's fun in the long run.
And it's always fun with Marita bringing us first-hand Italian updates.
Cosa c'è oggi qua? Una parata?
C'è la parata, sì.
La parata, ma perché c'è una festa particolare?
È la parata. What's the parade today?
It's celebrating the heritage of the Western movie.
Ah, okay, I understood. Okay, thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao. What was your name? Come ti chiami?
Filippo.
Filippo. Ti piace l'West qui?
Sì, abbastanza.
I film, le cose sono come te le immaginavi?
Sì. Forse anche più bello.
He's just saying that it actually looks better than what he had ever imagined. Hey, grazie.
The Italian buses tend to have a lot of young couples, and they're here on their honeymoon. And so then they have a little different buying thing because they want to take back gifts for everybody who helped bring them here, and so they'll buy 10, 15 dream catchers and things that they can take back to their people who helped them come here. So it's fun to deal with them because they're young, they're in love and they're happy, and it's just they're a fun group to deal with.
Cinzia, di dove sei?
Provincia di Bari.
Cinzia is from Bari, the southern part of Italy. Come ti trovi qui?
Qui siamo in vacanza, in viaggio di nozze per l'esattezza.
Oh, wow, congratulations. They're here on their honeymoon. All right, that's great. Congratulations. Do you love it here? Ti piace qua? Vi piace?
Sì, molto. I posti sono molto belli, i paesaggi. Poi considerando che noi abbiamo fatto un tour dall'est all'ovest,
bellissimo.
Quindi abbiamo visto panorami e scenari molto differenti tra di loro, quindi molto belli.
Awesome. She was just saying that the landscape is just absolutely breathtaking, and they went from the East Coast to the West Coast, so they went through a variety of unbelievable sceneries. That's great. Well, thank you very much. Grazie.
This trip is amazing. We are seeing many places that, I don't know, like, it's just everything moving.
The people of Kane County have lots of things to admire and enjoy when you visit, including their deep appreciation for cultures and people from other parts of the world.
Hello, my name is Anna. I'm from Russia and I like to be here. Привет.
Una domanda veloce. Cosa compri qui? Levi's. Okay. Grazie. Ciao, divertiti. They're having so much fun, and he's going to buy Levi's.
Oh, awesome. Boy, they're lining up for the Levi's.
Yeah, they're lining up for the Levi's.
I'm Recep. I'm from Turkey. I like Kanab. I like Utah.
Vicino Roma.
Roma. Oh, ok, io sono di Bologna. Vi piace qui?
Sì.
Sì, io sono di Bologna.
Però abita qui, cioè
Sì, abito, no, non qui, abito Salt Lake. They just love it. They just love it. Yeah.
Really?
So
what are they buying?
cosa comprate di
stiamo vedendo, sono jeans.
Hold them up, show them to us.
Jeans. They're buying jeans.
With the big Italian run on the Western attire, Marita decided it was time for a fashion show.
Italy's famous for Armani, Versace, Gucci. Who doesn't know those designers? But those are great. They're, they mean class, elegance, and they're perfect for Europe. But out here, this is how you dress.
You have to remember that at the end of World War II, Europe was destroyed. And so there was no entertainment network or anything, and so all of it started coming from America. And so all these countries grew up on American cowboy shows, and that's what they went to see in the movies. And so to them, when they think of America, it's not New York City, it's not Chicago, it's not Orlando. To them, it's the Old West, because it's what they grew up on, and they just identify with this.
People learn about the West, the movies, the Western movies, they see the landscape, and these people that are on the walls here, those are stars that they grew up with, whether it be your father, your relatives, and they still look at these as heroes of sort of the old American West.
Of course. You name John Wayne, and everybody knows who John Wayne is. And in fact, my dad learned English by watching John Wayne movies.
They loved him.
Oh, they loved him. Absolutely.
They know more about the West than most of us do. They come in here they're very knowledgeable, and this is a big part of their life. And so this is something that they come to explore and get back to the part of their roots.
Back to their roots, coming full circle. Oh yes. Marita hearing the excitement from fellow Italians and their stories about movies she also remembers as a youngster in Italy.
The American movies, ironically enough, they remind me of growing up in Italy when my dad would come home all excited, announcing, "Tonight there's a John Wayne movie on TV, and it's called How Green Was My Valley," which is Com'era verde la mia valle. And it also reminds me of my uncle Vincenzo. He would come over all the time and announce, "Let's go to the movie, andiamo al cinema." And he would take me to see, movies like McKenna's Gold, which was, all of these movies were filmed here. And to see today the excitement of the Italians just brought me back to those magical times. The American Western movies really influenced deeply, not just the American culture, but everyone around the world. And that's just absolutely bellissimo, beautiful.
They say you're a hard-put and desperate man, Josie Wales.
Once upon a time in the West.
I'm looking at a tin star with a trunk pinned on it.
I kind of like you, mister. Mask or no mask.
Oh yeah. Once upon a time in the West.
We have been lucky enough to be here today, and that was so unexpected, and we have enjoyed it so much. So thank you for your hospitality and everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your stay.
Of course. Thank you. Bye.
Our Kane County road trip had one more unchecked box. You might call it Italian Language 101.
Have you learned any Italian yet?
Oh yeah, I've got it.
How do you say good morning?
I got that one. Big. Buongiorno. Because you want to start the day out. Buongiorno.
Pretty close. Buon giorno.
Buongiorno.
Perfect.
Okay, see, I've been listening.
And how about how are you?
Come stai?
Okay, or come sta?
Or come sta?
If it's somebody that you don't know, you want to use the formal, so it's come sta.
Okay.
Very good, very good.
See?
And how about see you soon?
Salute.
No.
Well, that.
A presto.
But isn't salute?
No. A presto.
A presto.
Or
Or.
how about goodbye? When you're not going to see anybody real soon.
All right. Buongiorno. Arrivederci.
Perfect. Very good.
Okay.
I'm impressed. Good job. Good job, James. Give me the rock.
Spaghetti tonight.
All right.
Ready?
Ready, sir.
You're wanted, Wales.
I reckon I'm right popular. You a bounty hunter?
Man's got to do something for a living these days.
Dying ain't much of a living, boy.
Aye, that's a lot of buffalo. It reminds me of the old days.
I don't think we'd take too kindly to being arrested, mister.
Hey!